A report issued by the UK-based non-profit International Institute for Environment and Development says that debt for nature swaps, where poorer countries have debt written off in return for protecting ecosystems such as barrier reefs or rainforests, could provide $100 billion for the fight against climate change. The institute has based the estimate on the possibility of debt swaps in many of the 49 less developed countries seen as most at risk of debt crisis. According to the report, Sri Lanka is also among the countries that could benefit from debt for nature swaps.
The report said that debt for climate and nature swaps are an important but underused tool for addressing three major problems facing less wealthy nations, which include crippling debt, the impacts of climate change, and biodiversity loss. If a country and its creditors agree to a swap, a portion of that nation's debt can be written off in exchange for achieving specific, measurable, and traceable outcomes in climate or nature projects. Ahead of the World Bank International Monetary Fund spring meetings, which begin today, IIED called on international financial institutions and the G20 to promote debt swaps as an important tool for tackling the debt crisis in those countries most at risk from climate change. According to the report, the IMF and World Bank, whose figures the analysis is based on, estimate that the countries in focus collectively owe $431 billion, mostly to wealthier governments, the IMF, and pension and hedge funds. The report said that these countries received less than 14 billion rupees in climate finance, according to Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development figures from 2021, which is significantly less than the countries need to limit climate change or to adapt it. The aim of IIED's report is to encourage a drive for more debt swaps at the upcoming IMF and World Bank spring meetings, which started today in Washington, D.C., USA. Laura Kelly, the director of IIED's Shaping Sustainable Markets Research Group, said countries that could benefit included Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and the Gambia in West Africa, which is at huge risk of sea level rise, and stressed the need to invest heavily in flood prevention and wetland preservation. She further said that for governments, swaps create some fiscal space while also helping to achieve outcomes in terms of climate and nature that have global impact. Research has found poorer countries spend far more than servicing their debts than they receive in funds to fight climate change, and believes debt for nature swaps should be deployed more widely as one of a range of tools to ease the burden on developing countries.